Hello, hello, all you internet explorers out there. I am Misfit Preparation Waferton, and welcome to another episode of Anitube Digest, the show where we celebrate the most Anitube of Anitube known to man, according to me. This week we are highlighting videos from August 25th to September 7th, 2024, and here I am at the grocery store. You know how it is, gotta get those same American staples, burgers, pizza, the occasional Mountain Dew. So while I continue my shopping, how about you guys enjoy some nice Anitube content? But don't take too long, I have coupons to spend today, and they expire like within the next few hours, so good luck watching all the stuff of the Anitube. To start things off, I wanted to spotlight a more technical video about a lost art form in the anime industry. Anime trailers. Okay, I mean, we still get anime trailers for upcoming series and even webtoons all the time now. But back in the day, the name of the game was physical media, baby. I think Lost Impact Productions, the trailers of ADV films, nostalgia, and the power of marketing did a fun job elaborating the importance of anime trailers for the company during the late 90s and into the 2000s. I liked the creators' energy as it was a nice balance of enlightened yet excited commentary. It takes me back to a time where only a few episodes were on a DVD disc, and watching Crunchyroll was still considered piracy. Yeah! God, those were the days. I personally remember fondly about the Princess Tutu and D and Angel trailers that got me into watching those series. Granted, I sooner came to realize how cringe I felt watching D and Angel later on, but I swear the trailer left an impression on me. Oh, and as a bonus to the small history lesson about ADV films, the creator also gave his top 5 favorite trailers. I'm surprised I don't remember Ava's trailer so much personally, only that it was everywhere at the time. I guess my brain kinda was selective about it. Once the opening theme became a household name, I always thought the trailer used that instead of the classical tune, but hey, that's the Mandela effect for you. I will, however, say I fondly remember Elfen Lied's trailer. Lily You might as well be the national anthem for edgy teens who loved My Chemical Romance and 2000's Hot Topic. But anyway, this was a fun video to watch while I was folding clothes. Something entertaining and educational to fill the void of seeing the umpteenth bug crawl into your house because your neighbor's house is too junky and they keep crawling over here. But thank you for the content, LIP. It was very nice.
And nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
Side note before we begin. Hanlunn has a cute voice. I like it. I want her to explain to me her favorite Pokemon or something going forward. I'll admit maybe her content gets an extra sticker of happiness because she sounds good. But anyway, Hanlunn's How the Promised Neverland Failed Itself is a well put together piece about why the anime ended up the way it was. Like many, I was disappointed in the way the manga went, but the anime really did it dirty. I think Hanlunn's video has a fun aesthetic. It's clean but quirky, you know? I like when creators break up the anime footage with the real world and do some QB roll. The old camera effects for some of the scenes were put to a nice effect. I like the homey vibes as I also have commitment issues with my content consumption. Before, I was an anime-only watcher too, but as I've gotten older, I preferred reading and only watching things depending on the story's intensity. Though certain shows like One Piece, I have to become more of a hybrid viewer because my attention would take me away at a moment's notice. I hope the Studio Wit version will help newer people get into the and I'm going off topic. We can't be doing that now, there's so many videos to go over that I can't be wasting too much time. So to compensate my urges, I'm going to right now say something completely random. Arkham Farkle Jargum Wargle Alligator Pants. Good job. Anyway, I like the video because it's well paced. No fluff, no dragging on. In the here's what it is and out with the what do I think type of thing. Also, this might be after watching so many people doing it, but I kinda like that she used simple yet effective manga visuals to illustrate her points better. I know there's a tool out there for everyone to use that makes manga characters move all nice, but for a good old-fashioned opinionated analysis, you don't have to always do something fancy. It's just a nice change of pace to see. That, or at least I'm just saying this because I've just seen too many videos through Anitube over and over, so this is a nice little surprise. Other than that, I thought the video was pretty chill. I watched this one as I was going through the second week, and it was a nice pivot between my writing and contemplation. I give this 6 mozzarella sticks out of 6, without the sauce. Sometimes I like tasting my mozzies in the buff, you know? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I love when videos take the piss. That's why I couldn't resist RuuTea's the biggest anime this season. 1, because I needed a little chuckle after going through so many Mushoku Tensei videos. And 2, RuuTea has the perfect amount of smooth brain nonsense for me to mark it as a nice palate cleanser. This video is about how peak plus size elf is. Is this video the highest form of academic journalism you've ever laid your eyes on? No, but it's a fun short romp that I almost enjoyed. That's right, Misfit has a complaint about a video! This is not a drill, people! You heard it right, I got beef! I disagree that the show is the only peakest of peaks anime that tricks weebs into fitness, nor is it the only totally asbestos anime that rivals a nation and is probably making Darth Vader roll on his deathbed. So sit down, plebs, while I take the piss and recommend 2 other things of Animu that get your sweats on, but literally and lustfully, I guess, if you're into fitness-based attraction. First off, we have to talk about the recent classic, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? This show not only has the fit factor, the thick factor, but also is appealing to both men and women alike. Look at this unit. Look at him, a beacon of health and fortitude. To bring in conversation about peak anime and not talk about dumbbells is a crime. No, a felony, RuuTea, a mother freaking felony. As for the other offering I recommend, I just don't think that RuuTea was ready for it. Oh no. Only the most cultured and of legal age thespians are wise to seek it out. That's right, my friends, gentlemen, ladies, I'm talking about the Makinkai secret training bonus episodes. They don't waste their time with things like plot and only focus on the real passion of physical fitness. So watch them and beware. Mwahahahaha.
The Anime Misfit Institution of Anime Academia is not legally responsible for the degeneracy you could witness from these recommendations.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, video, neat. RuuTea, very punny, and I hope you continue making videos in the same level of junk food goodness that rivals any elf's love for McDonald's french fries. Hold it. I gotta take 2 creators to my office for a moment. Kap Cha, Arikendo. Stop making bangers, damn it! I don't know how you do it almost every single fucking time, but I gotta give others a chance, damn it! If only there weren't so many videos about Elusive Samurai or JJK right now, because y'all's videos stand out more. You can't keep getting away with making videos about topics I'm interested in. Ooh, I'm shaking my fist in anger. I swear if either of you make a video about Magi the Labyrinth of Magic and how much I love the series, despite my secondary love of hating on it, I swear, you two see what happens. No, seriously, fucking try me. You know what the monkey's paw about this whole bit is? They both talked about a similar topic this time. You can't make this shit up. But I must abide by my credo and talk about these videos because I did enjoy them that fucking much. So for now, we're gonna talk about Kap Cha's video first, and later it'll be Arikendo's turn. Okay? Okay. Kap Cha's, the anime single-handedly saving the entire romance genre, makes the bold claim that too many losing heroines is one of the best things since sliced bread. Put a pin on this anime, we will see this again later in the digest. And goddamn does his video make it very convincing. I have always adored Kap Cha's editing style with an organized chaos sort of vibe. My easily distracted deer brain has trouble looking away at the fire burned from this creator's content. I haven't watched too many losing heroines, but his points were so valid. As someone who has watched almost all the other shows he mentioned that too many heroines is like, I do think I can enjoy this romance as long as I don't get into the rat race about which modern romance is the best modern romance. You know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about a point a bit early. I found it really funny how in Arikendo's video, his favorite romance right now is Danger's in My Heart, which in Kap Cha's video, he likes to lightly roast on, as Kap Cha replies how much the show gets praised. However, if you are counting just Anitube, my dude, I have seen so many more creators make videos about Makine. It's almost on JJK levels of ridiculousness. Also, sorry by the way by all pushing it. Just one anime gets so much fanfare right now. I understand it's a popular anime and it's actually ending soon, so I don't blame anybody. It's just when you're watching Anitube back to back to back, it is the main topic right now. But anyway, maybe Danger's in My Heart gets talked about more in different Discord servers. Who knows? The point is, Kap Cha, I don't know why you aren't 100k at this point, with at least 100 people in your Patreon, because your videos and style fucking slap! And talking about Makine so passionately got me hyped. But is it best romance anime? I don't know. I want to be a little shit and keep my opinion vague. Also, because I haven't watched a lot of modern ones lately, I'm in my anime I plan to watch pilgrimage, so I will allow Anitube to duke it out in the streets for now. So Kap Cha, hurry up and get more famous so I can be the cocky aunt in the corner who fucking called it 3 years from now. I'm now in my 30s and desire some clairvoyance points for my age, as I eat my sugar-free candy and watch Shonen Tube loser shit over the end of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm really being a little shit right now. I just took my medicine, and I am on a roll today. Thank you very much. Cultured Crusader's Angel Beats review, it said, is proof that one shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I came across this thinking it would be a fine review, pointing out all the obvious gut-wrenching feels that make the show great. Yet here I am, learning a new perspective about a series I thought many have said tons about. So I want to focus on a general consensus Crusader claims in the latter half of their review. Not to say the other points in their review didn't hold weight, but I think the thought process here is so profound for Angel Beats that I gotta showcase it. Deep in the video, Crusader suggests that while Angel Beats lives by the rule of feels, the anime is a show where shit just happens. Sounds simple, right? And I'm probably looking too deep into this, so take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But when I think fondly of Angel Beats, I always think about the sad character backstories. And more importantly, that finale song that makes me cry every time I hear it. I swear, I ain't the only one who cries on command, okay? Beyond those memories, my brain isn't confident about anything else it's long to reminisce about Angel Beats, which kinda proves the creator's point. Half of the characters never got backstories of their own. The comedy isn't forgettable, but not as impactful as the emotional beats. And I can't be confident in telling you if I thought Angel Beats had a drawn-out plot, but I would have assumed it did given the memories I have. And that's what gets me about this video. It's bold to go against my notion and say, hey, shit just happens in your feels the anime, and that's okay. Like, it's pointing out the Mandela effect in my brain has glossed over this show. Put yourself in my shoes for a second, and think about an anime you're fond of, but haven't rewatched in a long time. Try to remember what you love most about the show, and base a plot around that, before going for the rewatch. You might be surprised at the things you may or have forgotten, or how much. That's why I think Crusader's commentary is so special, because it's a reminder that even in the things we love, it's okay to omit perspectives we don't really think about. Doesn't make the work any less impactful, but even after all these years, getting a fresh perspective on a classic series is pretty neat. And that's why I liked your video, Cultured Crusader. I hope this entire blurb makes even a little bit of sense, because I came across this mindset again for Eden of the East, because that was an acid trip of a franchise. And I will not say more. I think this is the first time I'm actually talking about a Shinji video that isn't in the Sizzle Reel, and it's for a topic as old as time. Does budget matter in an anime for it to be good? Well, Shinji argues otherwise in saying that no, budget doesn't matter in anime. I think that realistically the majority of anime fans, no, a majority of sensible anime fans, understand there's more to a creative work than how much it costs. Time is money, money is manpower, and manpower is the quality in which one can feed themselves if their wages are too low. America runs on Dunkin', Japan runs on Crunch. Bars. Unfortunately, it's a complex subject that I feel when people do use budget as a main excuse, I chalked it up to a shorthand for It's complicated, but I don't think it would simply be fun to talk about the video's topic. That's not what my Anitube Digest is solely about, for I try to answer to you, the viewer, why Shinji's video, in particular, is good. Well, and this is gonna sound mean at first, but let me cook because it's from a place of sincerity. I like Shinji's monocore voice and presentation. Not monotone, monocore, which is indeed a word I made up. Normally, I prefer when a creator's delivery is lively and passionate, sounding warm in what they are trying to say against the monotone approach I feel makes a conversation kind of blur within itself. I mean, if I can't remember what you just said 3 seconds ago despite the visuals, then there's something wrong here. However, Shinji's voice, for some weird reason, I think complemented the technical topic of anime production well. I think that's why I geared towards more of their content when it's talking about a concept over a singular anime. I, as the viewer, am not going to know about something technical like key animation opposed to my personal feelings on how My Hero Academia ended, for example. So a monocore voice works in this utility. Oh, I should explain. Monocore is defined by me as a type of voice aesthetically that can still convey emotion and take one off guard when listening to it despite its monotone aspects. Because Shinji be throwing shade left and right in this video, and the jokes were definitely not lost to me. Honestly, this whole definition could be a load of bull, since I thought his voice just worked really well for the topic, and their way of editing complements it. But I'll be honest, I think the word monotone has become mean sounding, even if it can fit here as a type of voice profile. Yet it doesn't at the same time. I just don't want anyone to think I dislike the delivery, because I really do. Hence why I'm spinning this phenomenon as a new word. So thank you, Shinji, for helping me create a whole new definition about a thing I have trouble conveying. Keep up the good bits. Here we are, folks. Arikendo's the absolute state of modern romance anime, and as a refresher, him and Kap Cha made similar videos this time, and I'm going to so capitalize on it. Both creators took way different directions in the topics of the best romance anime ever, and Arikendo chose Dangers in My Heart. But before we get to that, let's hype this man up on the things I liked in his video today. 1. This man be dishing out the hot takes like hotcakes at a dilapidated IHOP. This man's out for blood, calling the entire anime community out for their love of interesting girls paired with boring schmojos, with his virgin core allegations. Damn, man, it just hits so nice. Oh, I love when creators just tell their opinions like it is. And for all the anime he deemed virgin core, I am with him. If he was the commander of the anti-Virgin Core unit, I am his general. I will die on this hill with him. Essentially, Arikendo's video starts out on his thoughts on romance anime as a whole, then narrows down to the things he likes. Less all over the place and more like a funnel piping nice buttercream opinions to the masses. I love it. I eat up the chaos. 2. I don't agree with the Clannad after story being based, but maybe because that brown hair girl was the girl picked, and I respect a creator who sticks to his principles. Those principles being in the church of white hair waifu supremacy. You live your dreams, Arikendo. And 3, I like the bonus honorable mentions of anime we got. Shout out to all my Snafu, Oron, and Yona enjoyers out there. We have one pretty. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Why does Arikendo like Dangers in My Heart, and am I convinced of it too? Ha 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 ha, silly people, I ain't spoiling it in detail. You need to watch this video and find out, because it was really good. I also find his explanations relatable, and I might check it out as well for what he said. But you've binged a series in 3 days? Man, you crazy. But anyway, I said this to Kap Cha, so I'm saying it to you. Arikendo, hurry up and just get famous already so I can sit in my corner of Anitube eating my noodles and enjoying my otamen while I get to say, see, I told you he'd get famous. I ain't gonna be here all day. I would like to apologize in advance, for I will be butchering this creator's name very hardly. I tried so hard to pronounce it, but it ain't working, so I'm gonna do my best. Anyway, as AsarathaHS's The Aniwave Shutdown Situation Explained is what it is. The ban hammer is finally upon us! Multiple pirate sites are now shut down and some people are in a panic. Some people find the inevitability in it all, while I ponder at the reasons why companies try so hard for a problem that can't simply go away with the loss of these sites. Don't get me wrong, they have every right to shut these places down. It's their copyright after all. But on the other hand, as Asrantha explained in this video, piracy is a service problem, and to better combat piracy, you need a service that is more convenient than what the piracy can offer. You can watch this entire video for more details, as I feel it would be a disservice to regurgitate all the hard work it took to research all the legal breadcrumbs. And I like the creator's agency on why this is so important right now. What left I will say are my own thoughts about the topic as a whole. I think companies can and have made streaming services in the past that were more convenient than piracy, and only slacked on the features when there was no longer a need to compete due to a larger market share. Piracy does come at its own risk: bugs, crashes, invasive ads, and other dubious things out here on the internet. Regardless of those circumstances, however, I refuse to believe that companies think that if they just get rid of these sites, that everyone will flock to their paid offerings when we see the opposite happen. If a series' subtitles, I don't know, are made up of broken AI where I have trouble even reading it, I'd rather just go read a manga of the same series instead, or watch whatever anime I can on a free legal platform like Tubi, or just watch my favorite VTuber, I don't know. People will find other ways to entertain themselves, that's what I'm trying to say. The point is, make a service people want to flock to. I know, it's more complicated than that, but if people want to make capitalism complicated, then I'll simplify it in the best way I can for my own brain. By the way, for all my Americans out there, did you know you can watch My Dear Friend Nokotan subbed on Tubi for free? Between the Spanish dub of Kaleidostar and oh my god, all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? You never know what you're gonna find on these free legal sites. Is it true I picked this next one because the thumbnail made me giggle? Yes. The Hunter Society is the Geography of Hunter x Hunter was a fun video about mapping out the locations of Hunter x Hunter arc by arc. What I liked most about this video was its presentation. I liked the editing of the map with those sketchy lines. I liked the creator's recording room. It's pretty chic and fits the theme of stumbling upon a society. I think for a Hunter x Hunter fan, the video is well packaged for what it sets out to do, but it got me thinking about the overall appeal towards Anitube creators who dedicate their channels to one series. And when I mean thinking, I mean perplexed. Now, I would understand if a creator was niche to a genre in anime, as there's variety in what can be discussed. ShonenTube is infamous for a reason. But a single series or franchise makes me ask, how much content can you really glean from it? Especially if it's a series like Hunter x Hunter that goes on hiatus a lot. Post in the comments below if you're a creator who focuses on one franchise. I like to see how you keep your stuff fresh. To be fair to Hunter Society though, Hunter x Hunter does seem to be in that pool of exception anime that have a big enough fan base always dedicated to the series around the clock. Other obvious examples include JoJo heads and One Piece fans. But then again, JoJo heads have a franchise where by the very nature of the series can adapt to the changings of time, and even incorporate other aspects of culture outside of anime within its ecosystem. And One Piece? Well, you don't have to have me spell it out for you. There will always be enough content to never go hungry, probably for the next decade or two. Hunter x Hunter, meanwhile, keeps starting and stopping at a moment's notice. It's understandable given the author's health, and as someone who considers Hunter x Hunter having one of the greatest shonen battle systems ever conceived, the story deserves the respect. But the well gotta dry up eventually, and when it's time to pivot, that's where I worry for channels who focus on one anime or franchise. However, it's not the future right now, and who am I to doom and gloom when the content right now is fun as is? I think Hunter Society's video is engaging for people wanting to look for it, and he capitalizes on the strengths ShonenTube has to offer. So I can't complain. As long as you keep making thumbnails as catchy as this one, then we are golden. Oh my god, Colleen made a video. I'm so excited to see what she has in store. Now, this is the part of the video where I would say, time to talk about a person I already subscribed to and they posted this week, so I'm biased. But I realized I forgot to subscribe on my Anime Misfit account, so whoops. But you get the drill. Colleen's Manga Rex making the shonen jump to shoujo fully loaded is another video in her series of recommending shoujo/hosei titles that are similar to popular shonen/seinen titles people already check out. And I think this is a novel idea. I will say this till the cows come home. Anything that will put more eyes on shoujo and ShoujoTube is a good day in my book. And Colleen is one of the best bets if you're someone getting into those demographics. What I love about this video in her series is the sheer personality oozed throughout. I love the titles she recommends, as she came off as passionate, well-versed, and full of desire to share any info she has about the series people could be experiencing. It feels so genuine and loved that I can't help but feel happy every time she makes a video. I love the way she throws shade at the ongoing debate about seinen romance, and how shoujo/hosei are obsolete now because romance anime are coming to the forefront in those for boys categories. 1, that is dumb, and you should feel sorry for having the brain cells to think that way. And 2, I think this conversation outscales the tiny pool of people debating and encroaching on a bigger conversation about accessibility and desiring a growing comeback of works made for women. But while shoujo and hosei works have been on the rise, they still pale in comparison in revenue to the big boys in shonen. But that's a whole different conversation I'd rather not derail us from right now. Colleen be cooking with this series. I really want to check out a lot of the offerings she's explained, and I'm jealous as hell. I wish I had a knack for firing people up to get into a series as much as she does, but I get it. It comes with the territory, and it actually makes me wonder where all my ShoujoTube at. I want to one day see a rivaling wave of creators dedicated to ShoujoTube that may, never rival ShonenTube in sheer numbers, but come on, who's gonna do that? At least I hope ShoujoTube becomes more prominent as the years go on, and I will keep hyping up Colleen and anyone who makes a good damn video in ShoujoTube. I'm not even going to say anything more about Colleen. You know from me her content is fire. Go watch it. If you like shoujo or hosei at all, you won't regret checking her out. I know this next one is anime adjacent, and I normally wouldn't talk about something like Genshin Impact and Digest, but I just wanted to say I'm so proud of you, SteveSekai. SteveSekai, creating Natlan drinks for 5.0 Genshin Impact, is a video about him making drinks based on the characters from the game, and it's been a series he's been doing for a long while. As I said before, Steve was someone who did Anitube like many of us, but then he started investing his time in drink making, and he just exploded. When you watch his videos, you get a nice sense of his warm, welcoming persona, and I'm happy for him. It's just I've seen this pattern happen before. Slapshoes is another creator who ended up in the same predicament. YouTube makes anime content a bit struggling, but when someone finds another passion and goes with it, they end up doing better there. And it doesn't make me sad that much because these creators deserve all the earnings they get. It's just another reminder about how hard it is to grow in Anitube. Take it from me, unless you're a part of a handful of Anitubers who have gotten up there already, Anitube's ratio of big to small has been very dramatic, if I do say so myself. That's why it's important to be varied and branch out into things you like doing more than ever, at least for hobbyist sake. I mean, take all the big players nowadays. Most of the creators who have moved to Japan mostly do Japan vlogs or other types of anime adjacent content. Also because Japan's copyright system is way different and wouldn't fly with the way people do analysis in the West. While people here in the West just make do with what they like to talk about. There's no science to how people want to run their channels beyond analytics. And I will never say Anitube is dead, but I do see people go to make other content and I wish them happiness. So SteveSekai, you keep making those cocktails or mojitos or whatevers, and I hope it continues to work out for you. Sorry, I don't know alcohol much. Those were the only ones I could think of at the top of my head. SnowyForecast, new anime are ending, so I read newer manga, is a funny video that talks a lot of bull, but I kinda get it in a cynical way. Simply put, Snowy sees all the old anime leaving, all the labels placed on Jump Anime, and looks into the newer anime that could take their place upon the podium of the new Big 3, or 4, or whatever title people gotta go with to make their favorite series the bestest, most greatest one for all their friends to understand, because they have taste, and their friends' taste is trash. As someone who grew up in the era of the Big 3, I'll just come out and say it. the community does not need a big 3 for 3 reasons. One, and probably the most important reason, the big 3 is a TV era concept. It wouldn't work in streaming in my personal opinion. 2, fandoms are more diverse than ever to determine such a legacy nowadays. And 3, the retention rates of any given anime has diminished as a whole because of the other 2 points. It's just not feasible to have a big 3, but I could go all day about thoughts on that debate. And if you want to see me actually talk about it in a future video, let me know about it in the comments. For now, I very much enjoy SnowyForecast's opinionated romp on all the newer shonen manga. I feel like I'm getting down to my roots, you know? No, despite what the intro illustrates, this video is a good old-fashioned, I have something to say, and here are my opinions of it. The opinions themselves felt less methodical and more close to home, which I prefer. Sure, opinions with more academic nuance or insight from people with certain backgrounds can be great from time to time, but everyone experiences media differently. Of course, the opposite is just as true. Unless a person wants their opinions to be incoherent from the start, there should be some logic or reasonable thought into your opinions if you want people to take them seriously. Snowy's talking points are somewhere in the middle, which I think is pretty good, as you can tell he did read a good amount of the content to justify his opinion. Look, I know that sounds like a "no shit, Sherlock" moment, but you'd be surprised at how many people make content on manga they haven't actually experienced enough themselves, and make a video about it in hopes the opinions are vague enough for people to give it a pass. You know what I'm saying? Though, I don't personally think Elusive Samurai has the same vibe for a potential Shonen Jump press relay. At best, it might probably get the Attack on Titan seasonal format with all the extra titles built in. Beyond all that, Snowy was funny, but not in the over-the-top way, but more of the observational way. Other than that, it was a fun video to watch. Though I'm going to dock the video 2,000 Misfit points for calling the viewers nerds at the very, very end. You're the one who brought up the big 3 in the first place. Of course I'm going to say something. You're the nerd, you as a manga dio, enjoyer guy. Yeah, nailed it. Glass Reflection, Was I Wrong About Too Many Losing Heroines, was a very relatable video to me as an Anituber. And if you are not a creator of any kind, I feel you can still relate to the scenario of when you watch a show your friends are also watching and coming out with different takeaways that conflict with one another. On the Anitube end, making videos about seasonal anime is an ever chaotic battle. You have to race in the beginning of a season to put a video out about shows you think people will gravitate towards, and hope you get it right in the algorithm for people's interest. Or you could be the sorry nuts in Anitube like Glass Reflection who make overview videos of as many anime as possible to reach a deadline that can still be a mess in itself. Logistically, there is no way one can have enough time to watch so many shows in a given season, account for those anime that do start late in the season, and still form enough of an opinion to give a satisfactory recommendation for everyone. That's why you tend to see people either just talk about observations with no real recommendation, or give a very light first impressions with a simple yay or nay in the end. It's madness, hence why I couldn't do seasonal content any longer. I gave it the good college try, y'all. Evergreen content may be a shot in the dark if you aren't talking about already popular things, but at least the content never goes stale per se. That being said, when you do make a seasonal listing and say you watch a series you have an opinion on that's different from everyone else's when all is said and done, yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking from a creator standpoint. From this point on in this entry, I'm going to be a bit more emotional than usual on my soapbox because I feel so many emotions when it comes to the "it gets good later" argument or "you watched the show wrong" debate. Oh brother, like making an opinion on the internet is supposed to be an objective ideal of right and wrong. Personally, I don't try to revel in the midst of those debates because I could make the perfect review about an anime, and it's still perfectly fine if someone disagrees with me in their enjoyment, nor does it make their opinion invalid so as long as they watch the show. Or they make an observation about a show that isn't correct, something on the lines of, Goku isn't in Sailor Moon, so it's a 0 out of 10. Something like this. Anyway, Arikendo watched Losing Heroines in the same span of time he did any of the other anime in his overview, but due to the video making process and the future, where people can easily watch the rest of the show, say his opinions aren't correct when the circumstances are put in mind. Now, this video says that after so many people claim that he wasn't giving the show a fair shake, he did go back and watch more of it and even read the light novel. And before anyone calls me unfair, I do think that it's also fine to bring up your rebuttals to someone to attempt to change their mind about a series. That's what healthy conversation is. Just remember that at the end of the day, to be civil about it, especially when that person comes to the same conclusion at the end. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just silly to bombard your favorite creator into having a certain opinion about a series, because if so, what's the point of making content at all? There's beauty in having two different people having two vastly different experiences about a show and then coming to your own points to compare. It's simple, but no, we can never have those things. And while I hope that most of Arikendo's comments over the series were civil, still seeing a bunch of them in the feed, no matter how right the comments are or not, is still overwhelming, at least from my perspective. I don't know Arikendo personally, he could just be fine with it all, but who knows? That's all I'm gonna say though. Unless a recommendation video is stating an incorrect, objective fact, like Goku being in Sailor Moon Sailor Stars, then feel free to make your opinions known and validated. But understand that all people are human and your favorite creators also have their biases. You can disagree all you want, just be chill about it. Debate in a healthy manner, people. Namaste. This video, oh my lord, this freaking video. I want to personally apologize to SkySketch, as they were the original video of the week for this batch, because ooh, this one is so good. It was fire! Did you like my anime balls deep impression? I've been working on it. It's just something else monumental happened that kinda took its spot. And we will get to that video soon enough. But just for now, regardless of how late I am with birthday stuff, late in my time management, and Mother Nature, SkySketch has made video of the week material, so good job. SkySketch's anime characters carried by their fan art was an opinionated romp in shades. Nobody was safe in the characters he talked about, and I liked how simply effective his edits were. Like, they got that comedic vibe, but I can still see the structure of what's going on. Great style for those that do the simple put in the right reference at the right time. But no, you guys don't understand how much elegant smack talk was said in this video. It's freaking insane. You knew the man was burning bridges left and right with what he said, and he said it with class. Now you're probably sitting there wondering, hey Misfit, a lot of creators do the smack talk type of video, which they do, but the trouble I have with those sometimes is that they are hard to audibly understand, go on too many tangents. There can be too many tangents, people. Forget the topic entirely, and or the speech doesn't sound as genuine as I liked. While I do like this type of smack in my opinions, as the entire digest would suggest, I also want to hear the opinion in an eloquent way, and anyone saying you can't do both is cray-cray. SkySketch's entire point of the video both comes with smack and examples of what characters are being carried by their fan art, and that's neat. His examples aren't all what I expected either. Machina, yeah. Was expected, but the Bochi and Hex Maniac from Pokemon conversations were full of fun commentary that I learned from. I had no idea Bochi fan art in particular was gaining that much sauce. Well, I guess that's what happens when you give a fan base what they want, and they will run with it for a country mile. That's not here or there. I liked SkySketch's way of saying his opinion, and I'm so upset he doesn't have more views. He's a genuinely great creator who makes the videos entertaining from start to finish, and if you like conversational romps, I think you will enjoy him too. Oh, welcome back, guys. I see you've gotten your chock full of Anitube so far. Unfortunately for me, I still have some unfinished business to take care of before we continue. Turns out they will not honor my BOGO for Sweet Relish because it expired 2 minutes ago.
Do you guys believe that? I am right now having a word with their manager, and shush, I'm doing a thing. Be quiet, be quiet, you. You're the one inconveniencing me. In the meantime, you know what time it is. The Sizzle Reel.
Look, you know this video was going to be here if you kept even a little bit up with Anitube as of late. Shabe's Goodbye Anitube Digest Summer 2024 is an end of an era. For 5 years, it has become a place for creators to converse their thoughts and make merry about how people did things. For me, it wasn't really about who was going to get a not good or best videos of the week, though I did play a huge part in my desire to get best of week, not gonna lie, keeping it with 100. But I also like seeing how people approached each other's work, and it became a hub in itself. So much so that I was inspired to carry the torch myself. When I heard Shapes was ending the series at the beginning of summer, I was devastated. It may not have been a big event looking outwardly in Anitube, but it was something to celebrate. But at the time, I still wasn't on board with creating my own version of Digest because of all the logistics. Even right now, I'm still struggling to keep up the series regularly as I continue to work and improve on the scheduling. What pushed me to carry on was a combination of Shapes' departure in Anitube Digest and all this talk about Anitube dying again. And I won't lie, I have been feeling the sentiments people be going with, but I always refuse to say the genre is dead, because as long as people make anime content at all, she will never die. And so I wanted to reflect that. The logistical reason I also wanted to make this series was to have a series that would pad the time between my highly irregular evergreen content. I am not the fastest writer, and I take time to feel the video's vibes, so this series is a challenge for myself and hopefully become better at time management. Now I want to reply to something Shape said in my section of the goodbye video, because I feel it's only right. 1. Yes, I do decide to write all my thoughts into mini scripts after the first digest. It's also the reason they take longer to make, despite the first one being double the length. I have trouble making points off script. I stutter a lot, and my brain skips around, which can be pretty annoying. So even if it takes longer to get them out, the end product becomes more clean. 2. You were dead on about the no not goods. I don't like putting people down like that. If there's a video I don't like, I just won't talk about it. And 3. This one is a big one. While I'm glad to be using AnitubeList.com, I hope that it entails as many Anitubers as there are. Because now that I'm on the 5th or so digest, I am noticing how some creators only post once in a blue moon, some weekly, and others not much at all anymore. And beyond going to a creator's channel and seeing how long their last post was, I just hope I'm getting a good sample size of everyone who is posting, because I am seeing a lot of new people and that makes me really happy. And I do want to try to kind of fix that in case there are some people who slip through the cracks, but that'll be in a future video. It of course is also making me happy to see the occasional video from someone I know. 4. I forgot to add a fourth one, but here's 4. I wanted to make my digest intentionally different in format to yours. We are different people with different tastes and different exposures to anime. I hope that when people watch my digest, it's not in a contest of comparison, but in a hey, this is what she thought sort of thing. And maybe more people will make digests. That would be super cool. But I do agree with you that ShonenTube is really hard to comment on for various reasons. And maybe that can be its own digest in itself, and I would be happy if somebody made a digest specifically for them. But yeah, Anitube will be fine in my personal opinion. No matter where we go in our lives, I'm still happy to be a part of this community, and to have experienced your congregation of it all, Shaves. I hope your anime endeavors in the job cycle go well. Please be safe, eat well, and just enjoy life, man. You deserve it.
Well, that was a productive day of grocery shopping. I even got my relish at the price I wanted. See, retail bargaining does come true. But anyway, a huge thank you to everyone who's made content this week. You can find all their videos and info in the description below to check them out. Of course, we also got to thank AnitubeList.com for making the process a whole lot easier. And finally, a thank you to you guys for watching at home. If you like the series, scan that like button, or whatever you guys do in this modern age. It really depends. Maybe even subscribe if you feel so inclined. But with all my groceries in hand, it's about time I jet. VR traffic is not the best at times, and the track racers tend to have a bit of road rage, if you know what I mean. So I better get out of here. See you next time.